to Manifest on Purpose. My name is Kimberly Williams. I am a mindset consultant specializing in manifestation. I help you align your mindset with the things that you desire in your life to help you manifest in your life. So what are you waiting for? Come on, let's go. Let's manifest on purpose. Hello, hello, hello. Let's celebrate. Happy Monday, everyone. You've made it to Monday. You made it to a new beginning. I want you to give yourselves a pat on the back for that. I want you to give yourselves a round of applause for that because you made it to a new beginning. No matter what last week was like for you, no matter what yesterday was for you today is a chance for you to start all over again. And I'm going to help you with that today with this topic that I have. You know, I like to start off with questions. That's just me. I like to question things by nature. And when I ask you a question at the beginning of the episode, it's because I want you to think about what I'm asking you and see how this fits into your life. See how this episode relates to you and what you can learn from it. So the question for today is, who are you? No, really, who are you? A lot of us get confused about that. I want you to know that I'm not just being nosy. This question is meant for you. This question is meant for you to think about who the real you really is. I know asking yourself this question seems strange, but this really is something that everyone should know. Who are you? This is something that you should ask all the time. Get in the habit of figuring out, who am I? The reason why is because over 90% of who you think you are is really not even you. I'm going to explain why to you. More so than not, the person that you think you are is a result of years of programming. This is how this works. Follow me. Your subconscious mind is the operating system of your brain. It's the only thing that's running until you're approximately 6 years old. Some people say 7, I say 6. And it is at that time that your conscious mind is developed at the age of 6 or 7. But before that, the subconscious mind is doing its job. The subconscious mind is the programming of the brain. Let's talk about what it means to be the programming mechanism of the brain. At the time of conception, we have no programs of this physical existence. So the subconscious has a job to do. The subconscious has to download programs to help us throughout this current physical reality. What happens is we collect these downloads through the experiences that we're having, and the first place that it really comes from is the womb. I stress this to a lot of parents that are with child or parents that has young children. Children are easy to influence because there are not a whole lot of downloads for them to believe in, a whole lot of beliefs. What happens is during the time you're carrying that child, your emotions, and it's scientifically proven, because think about it, you're sharing your life with this child. You're sharing your energy with this child. You're sharing your oxygen, your blood. You're sharing everything with this child. So everything that you share with this child, even your feelings, the environment you're in, your moods, everything that you share with your children has the possibility to become downloads. That's why it's important to Be mindful when you're pregnant with your child, and be mindful also with your children growing up, and know that there's downloads that's being planted in the children. A lot of people don't understand it, and a lot of people don't like to hear it. Actually, we're not here to control how the child chooses to live. We're not here to control what their journey is going to be. What we're here to do is to protect them. We get it confused. We don't understand that it's not our duty to tell them what's right for them and what's not right for them. Our environment, the schools we send them to, their peers, television, media, video games, all of these things are teaching our children, and all of these things are downloading information to our children. When this information is downloaded, it becomes beliefs, emotions. It becomes limitations. It can also be positive stuff. Don't get me wrong. But the things that I want you to watch out for are the things that are not positive. Those things are always coming into the child, and because the child is open to receive it at that age, these are some of the things that stick with children throughout their lives, and some of the hardest things for them to break free from. Just like lack and limitation. It's so hard for people to break away from lack and limitation if it's something that was downloaded for them as a child. The reason why I bring all of this up is that it is important for you to see that a lot of the things that you think are your beliefs are really not your beliefs at all. A lot of the emotions that you have surrounding certain situations may not really be your emotions at all. It could be a product of the environment. It could be a product of the past. But I want to let you know today that there's hope for that. You don't always have to stay stuck in that mindset. You don't have to stay stuck there. This is what I mean. You need to be on a daily basis sifting through the junk. Sift through everything. And what doesn't apply to you, seriously, get rid of it. Because it's only going to hold you back. Those things that are helping you grow, those are the things that you hold on to. I'm a big fan of letting go. You'll hear me say that a lot. Please let go of the things that are no longer relevant to you. Please let go of the things that are no longer serving you. Sometimes we get stuck on beliefs that don't even mean anything to us. Or we'll get stuck on a particular belief and it doesn't even apply in our lives anymore. You'd be surprised at some of the things that people believe and some of the things that people feel because of something that they experienced that was somebody else's junk. The way that you can start sifting through that is to get to the bottom of who you really are. And maybe I shouldn't say get to the bottom, get to the inside, because I don't want to just drop this message on you and not be able to tell you how you're going to get through it. I have a solution for this. Every solution that I tell you, everything that I tell you that may help you, it's something that I've done before. I teach from experience. For a long time, I always heard people talking about you need to get in touch with your higher self. I listened to that for many years. I kind of understood it, but then again, I didn't really understand it. As I moved on in life and on this journey, I decided to search what that meant for me. Who is my higher self? Guys, sometimes I'm telling you, we can know people. We can be around people for the longest amount of time and then find out that we really don't know who they are. Over the years, I've been hearing messages, and good messages at that. I just place so many labels on it. I'm going to get a little deeper into it, but first I want to tell you how I got to that point so that you can begin your journey. You're going to hear me promote meditation a lot. That's one thing that I'm serious about. I'm serious about meditation, especially when it comes to reprogramming that subconscious mind. In order to get to where you're seeking to be, in order to get to your ideal self. Your ideal self, guys, is the person that you want to be. That's the you that you want to show up as every single day. That's the ideal you. That's how you want to live your life. In order to get to that ideal you, you have to get to know you. You're not just going to go out on a date with somebody and not get to know them and then decide you want to commit in a relationship. No, you have to get to know people. That's the same thing you essentially have to do for yourself. You have to get to know yourself. And you need to put that first, because a lot of people have challenges in life. A lot of people feel like they can't move further than where they are. They feel stagnant. And one of the solutions is they don't know who they are. They don't know the power that they hold inside, because I'm telling you, you are a true gem. You are wonderful. You are great. You are amazing. But until you get to know yourself and get to know that for yourself, you won't ever believe it. Have you ever seen those people that no matter what you do for them, you just can't satisfy them? The reason why it's even like that is because they truly don't know who they are. When you truly know who you are, you don't need or you won't seek validation from anybody else, because you already know. There may be some of you out there that were like me and are just trying to figure it out. What is my higher self? I'm going to tell you what I have found my higher self to be for me. This is my definition of it. This is how it was given to me. But I think that is very profound. I think it works for me. It fits for me. My higher self is the part of me that's all-knowing, the infinite part of me, the part that sees everything, hears everything, knows everything, know what path I'm supposed to be going, know the final destination, and is a guardian to me. That's the energy of my higher self that I feel. I got in touch with my higher self through meditation. Sitting down and meditating. At first, I would use guided meditations because the guided meditations really help me focus. Sometimes it's a little difficult for me to meditate without music. And I do have a playlist that I use also to meditate with. It's just a playlist of several songs that I like that kind of put me in a good vibration, and they're kind of calming and they send my mind thinking and racing. A lot of people worry about their minds racing when they're meditating. And I thought that was a serious problem for me. If you're having that problem, the first thing I want to say is whenever you're ready to go back to that present moment, start focusing on your breath. Very important. Just go back to your breath. And then you can begin again. It's not like you're stopping or anything, but you can go back to the present moment and you can continue on with your meditation. Part of it is knowing, getting in the habit of it so that you can train yourself to be disciplined in that area. What I do is sometimes I allow my mind to wander for a while. And I do that by asking my subconscious mind questions. So when I'm in that meditative state, I'll ask questions. and answers will come to me. And for the longest period of time, I felt like I'm answering my own questions. And truly, I was answering my own questions. But the funny thing I noticed about the questions is that the answers I was getting was nowhere near like anything I would say. I was like, okay, this is different for me. So I continued to do that. And that's when my higher self let me know this is who I am. This is why I'm here. And in fact, she even told me, I've been here all along, but you've been so busy. She's a little sassy. You've been so busy trying to place names on me, trying to place labels on me, that you didn't even recognize who I was. So to me, the whole while, this entity that I'm trying to figure out, the one that I was calling spirit, the one that I was calling God, the one that I was calling a guide, trying to figure out, none of these definitions really fit. But the whole while, I was speaking with my higher self. I was communicating with my higher self. And my higher self was telling me everything that I need to do. All of the areas that I need to fix. It was telling me all of the lessons that I'm here to learn, why this happened. It just helped me put so many things into perspective. If you're skeptical about something like this, don't worry. Don't be afraid. Just try it out. And you will see that you'll get answers. You can also get answers that way from your subconscious mind. And it's important because when you go in and you ask your higher self, who am I? Your higher self is going to tell you who you are. When you ask your higher self, what am I here for? Your higher self is going to tell you what you're here for. That's going to help you begin to put things into perspective. I did a whole timeline. For those of you who don't know, I'm certified in NLP and I love doing timeline therapy. I do it on myself sometimes. I love going back in the timeline and going to a date that a specific event happened and asking my higher self, what was the lesson in this? Once I learn that lesson in it, I can move on from it. And that's what you need to be working on. Getting to know your inner you. Getting to know your inner God, because we all have the power to do that. We have to take that time to tap into ourselves. We have to take that time to be alone. Tell people, I don't feel like going out today. I'm just going to rest. I'm just going to relax. And let me tell you, I don't care how someone may feel negatively about it, but if I feel that I need to be alone and to myself, that's what I'm going to do, because it's important to constantly be working on yourself. That way, you can build up your self-esteem. You can build up your confidence. You can get to those levels of manifestation that you want. You cannot get there without you. And I want to give you a reminder, because a lot of people may be going into this week with that very challenge. It's so many people that want me to do this, do that, but I don't have the time to do it. I don't feel like doing it. If you don't feel like doing it, say no. You cannot properly care for others until you learn how to properly care for yourself. My challenge for you this week is to do just that. Start with the meditation that you hear today. Maybe start going in, trying to ask questions. Who is my higher self? Try to find out some of the answers to the things that you've been questioning. Because one thing that I know for sure, if there's a problem with us in our mindset, we're going to see patterns. We're going to see things that happen over and over again. What happens is when we don't know ourselves, we ask ourselves, why do I keep going through this same thing again? That's a question you should be asking your higher self. But it's just like with everybody else. You have to build that relationship. And the way that you build that relationship is through meditation, being mindful. Being mindful is very important too. Meditation is a form of mindfulness, but there's ways that you can be mindful in every moment in your life. Let's talk about lack and limitations. There was a download that I got before that went a little something like, you should not be focused on limitation. You're here to live in the moment. If you're here to live in the moment and you have everything you need in this very moment, forget about tomorrow. Forget about the next day. If you have everything that you need in this moment, there's no need to be worrying. This is how you can begin to live in the moment. You can start with something small, something as simple as washing your hands. When you're washing your hands, pay attention to how it makes you feel. Pay attention to the temperature of the water. Especially with everything that's going on right now, we really do need to be focused on how we wash our hands. Make that moment the only thing that you are focusing on right now. Washing your hands. It's just that simple. We can do the same thing when we're eating our food. What does this food taste like? Giving gratitude for the food, giving gratitude for the people that prepared the food, for the farmers that planted the food. The whole while you're eating, you are in that moment, focused on eating. That's a way that you can be mindful in small ways. When you get it figured out in the small ways, start doing it in bigger ways. When you're at work, doing your job, be mindful at every moment. Being mindful is simply just paying attention. I know it seems like something that everybody is doing anyway, but really, we're running off 90% programming. 90% of programming. We're doing things automatically. We're automated most of the time. So start training your brain to start doing things in the moment. This is how I want you to go into this week. If you're listening to this and you're saying, there are some things in the past that are holding me back. If you recognize patterns that keep pulling you back or that are making you stagnant, I want you to become more aware of it. And I want you to get all analytical on it. Start out with just one thing. One thing that you haven't been able to let go of. One thing that's been years and years stirring up in your mind and you just don't know how to let go of it. I want you to pick that one item for this week. You know I love my homework. Pick that item for this week and I want you to get all analytical on it. What is this? Where did this originate from? Why do I feel like this when this happens? I want you to analyze it. And one of the main questions that I want you to ask is this still relevant in my life today? Is this still true in my life today? Use the meditation technique that I told you about earlier, getting in touch with your higher self, and ask yourself these questions. You don't even have to be in meditation mode to bring it to your awareness. And once you ask yourself all the questions you want to know about this situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And once I learn that lesson, how do I move on? I don't want to beat up on the subconscious mind, guys. I know a lot of times it seems like the subconscious mind is the bad guy. No, the subconscious mind is not the bad guy. The subconscious mind does take everything literal. The subconscious mind's job is really to protect you. It holds on to certain things. It doesn't hold on to everything. It holds on to the things that it needs to protect you. Sometimes you have to let it know. You have to communicate. This is not true to me. I will no longer allow myself to be a victim of this experience or circumstance. It's just that simple, guys. I hope that some of you can go in and try some of these things out and start working on yourself, because truly, in order to move forward, you have to be all together. Everything is connected. For those of you who enjoy hearing a little bit about yourself and how things operate in your life and in your mind, I want to let you know that I am offering a class, a mini class. It's called The Magic of You. You are the secret. And I'm offering this class for absolutely free. I will put the link in the description box so that if you decide to join us, then you can go and register. But it'll be a very interesting class for those of you who want to know more about getting in touch with yourself and finding out who the true you really is so that you can walk in it. I want you to know today, no matter what happened to you in your past, the past is gone. It's no longer here. Move forward in this new beginning today. And remember, you are free. Let it go. Enjoy your meditation, guys, and have a wonderful week. Don't forget to manifest on purpose. Let's begin my favorite part, the meditation.